We are back with another session of Fast&Up Insta Live. Today we are having an interesting player, a cricketer, Shikha Pandey, who has been a mainstay of the Indian women's cricket team for the last 6 years, having debuted in 2014. So it'll be interesting to talk to her. She is currently based in Goa, and today it has been a day where Nisarg has been playing hide and seek with the West Coast, so plenty of rains in around Mumbai. So let me see if Shikha Pandey has joined in. Uh, I'm inviting Shikha Pandey to the Insta live session. Sorry. I'm trying to invite Shikha Pandey. Having some problems connected. Hey, hi Shikha, how are you?
Yeah, hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. How are the rains out there?
It's gotten better today. Yesterday, it was really bad. So, like I
Okay.
said, there were a lot of issues with the power failure and everything, but I have inverter at home, so yeah, things are under control.
No, great. Thanks for joining in, Shikha, on the Fast&Up Insta live session. We have been having some interesting athletes, and you are one of the unique people that we are having on the session.
Thanks a lot. I mean, I have seen a few of the interactions that you've had with the other athletes. They were very interesting. And before we even start, I would like to just say that my prayers are with everyone in Mumbai and everyone, all the healthcare workers, everyone who's fighting the corona crisis in India. And also, my prayers are with people who are in Orissa and Kolkata. I mean, our country is seeing really tough times, and probably tough people will get going. So, my prayers with all of them.
Thanks, Shikha, for that. So let's just get started, Shikha. I think we have a lot of viewers listening in. So if they have any questions, we will be happy to get it answered from Shikha. So Shikha, I think after your World Cup in Australia, COVID happened, and all of you girls are around at home. So how is your fitness regime looking like in the COVID situation?
Firstly, it really seems that we were very lucky to actually having been part of the World Cup. Another week here or there, probably the finals wouldn't have happened and we would have been stranded in Australia. I mean, we can just think that we were very blessed that we could actually come back to India, and then it got worsened.
Mhm.
Talking about the fitness regime at home, initially the first 1 month or so was very difficult because as professionals, when you are used to doing things, you are used to going outside, and cricket being a outside sport, outdoor sport, it was very difficult. So initially, first 1 month went about with, figuring out having a routine, firstly, because it was very difficult. I took first a week or 10 day off after the World Cup, but then after that I started, having a routine, having a timetable set, and then working things out. Now I have 2 sessions in a was
I think
initially
there's a
green and
small connectivity
yes,
problem.
it's
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's perfect.
Yeah, so Goa, I mean, we haven't had so many COVID cases, so things have
Mhm.
eased out. So I'm able to go out and run. So it's gotten it's become very easy for me right now. But then, yes, initially it was difficult.
Good to hear that Shikha. Shikha is obviously a fast bowler with the Indian cricket team right from 2014 when she debuted against Bangladesh in the T20 game there. So I think the viewers will also be interested in knowing a little bit of your journey as a cricketer, right? I know that you debuted for Goa probably in the year 2004, if I'm not mistaken. Uh,
Um,
Correct?
yes, so I debuted for Goa in 2004. That time, Goa used to be in West Zone. Now, Goa plays under South Zone, but at that time, it was under West Zone. So
Mhm.
initially, I wouldn't say I was much into cricket. I would say I was. My father is a teacher. He's a retired teacher, so he made sure that education was taken care of. We were allowed to do anything that we pleased, interests and everything. You could give ample time to it, but studies, education was something that he would always he would want us to be educated because he said, and I also believe that till the time I die, education is something that's going to be with me. So my sister is also a software engineer, and through my 10th and my 12th, I was a 90 percentile. So I became an engineer. And for everyone who's listening, the thing is, it's not necessary that you have to start playing at a very young age. I played a lot of gully cricket, but then I started playing cricket professionally, taking coaching only at the age of 18. So it's been a little different story of mine. Gully cricket, yes, obviously, is the same with everyone else in India. But then I started practicing professionally only when I was 18. And like you mentioned before, I guess everyone has a dream. I had two dreams, and I am a Kendra Vidyalaya student. So I had two
Sure.
dreams. I wanted to pursue an armed forces service,
Sure.
and I wanted to be a cricketer as a kid.
Mhm.
So it's just that if we have the might and we have the willpower to, go along with the dream of ours, it's not difficult.
I mean, that's fantastic to hear. I mean, Shikha is also supposed to be one of the most knowledgeable cricketers in the team. That's what I was told. And we can get all that wisdom listening to you, Shikha, right now. And also, I actually wanted to also raise with you the point of you being an electronics engineer, academically good. And I'm also told that you were one of the top I mean, probably a rank holder at the state level at some point in time. Is that true also?
Yeah, so in 10th standard, the exams, I'm a CBSE student, so I got a third rank in the overall state merit list. So I was a Dhirubhai Ambani award holder as well after my 10th standard. So
Uh,
yes,
no.
I would say I've been very blessed and privileged to be able to pursue both my dreams. People ask me, so probably the easiest way to put it is I'm a proud owner of the blue jersey and I don the blue uniform. I mean, that are possibly the two best ways to serve my country, and I've been able to do both.
Fantastic. I mean, great to hear that, Shikha. Now let's talk a little bit about your cricketing journey, right from 2014 when you debuted. How did you become a fast bowler? I mean, we all know you as a fast bowler, but how did that become? That
So as
happen?
a kid, when I used to play gully cricket, most of the time, you also must have heard this term kacha nimbu. So I used to just be there somewhere fielding here and there. So the only chance you would get is to bowl. And
Yeah.
bowling spin at that time against guys who would be like twice your height was not an option. So I just go bowl. Also as a kid, I remember I used to love watching test matches. I'm a 90s kid. I still remember during my 10th standard exams, I would get up at 4:30 to watch Ashes, probably watch
Right.
Australia play India in Australia. And I mean, my father had given me that much freedom. If you have prepared well for your exams, why not? So as a
Mm,
kid, I would, watch a lot of test matches. And the thing that would excite me the most was how the bowlers would set up the batters. And I
okay.
would love the wickets package. I mean, yes, obviously, when you would want to see the highlights and you would want to see the shots played by the batters. But as a kid, I always enjoyed watching the wickets package. And there was this fascination about fast bowlers. I mean, there would only be two or three in a team which could do that, and I was
Mhm.
always fascinated. And growing up as a kid, everyone's idol was Sachin. My idol was Sachin, and like I said, my father made sure that I read a lot. So I read one of his interviews where he said he couldn't become a fast bowler because of his height. So at that time,
Right.
growing up, I must have been in my fourth or fifth standard, and I said, no, that's not true. You can become a fast bowler. I never knew that I'm going to go tall and I'm going to be a 5'9".
Yeah.
So I thought he'll be proud of me someday if I become a fast bowler. So it's a funny story, but yeah, I mean that also contributed to me being a fast bowler. And
Right.
growing up, probably fast bowling, there was a spot available in the state side, and I just took up that spot.
So, talking about engineers and cricketers, I mean, I think you know that there have been a lot of engineers who also play cricket, at least on the men's side. And we have had a fast bowler. I think Javagal Srinath
Gavigal Srinath.
was
Yes.
an engineer. So that's great to hear. Shikha, let's take it up from 2014, where you debuted in all the forms of cricket: T20, One Day, and the Test match
Test match.
side. And then you had a journey up to 2017, where India did play England in the one-dayers, right, in the World Cup. So what was that period like? 2016-17, I think India became one of the powerhouses in women's cricket. So what was that change about?
I would say it's all contributed. I mean, it's all contributed by the fact that a lot of matches started getting, televised live,
Mm-hmm.
broadcasting, media, and women's cricket started attracting attention. So I wouldn't say that people who played cricket before us, the former women cricketers, hadn't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give an example, I mean, we started playing when there was a little money in the sport, but
Correct.
Mithali Di, Jhulu Di, when they started playing cricket, there was nothing at all, and they played just for the sheer passion and the sheer love of the game.
Right.
So I would say the 2017 World Cup, when we reached the finals, that was a stepping stone because then after that, probably we started getting more recognized. A lot of people started recognizing us at the airports. And probably a young kid, a young 5-year-old girl who wanted to pursue cricket would be shunned before by parents saying that, cricket is not an option. But watching us play in 2017 World Cup, probably a 5-year-old girl could now dream of playing cricket. And then the contract systems got into place. BCCI did a lot of work, age group cricket coming through. So all of that probably, I mean, if we as a team could inspire 5 or 10 girls after what we did in 2017 World Cup, I would say that we did something.
No, that's great. So 2017, I think, as you rightly said, a lot of people sat and watched cricket, women's cricket in a way. And I think you have named some names which are truly legends of the game. But Shikha, I've also been told that you have been a person who has really fought back from different situations. Post 2017, I think the 2018 T20 World Cup happened, and you didn't play that. So how
Yeah,
did you
I
take
was
that?
not there.
And what
Uh,
happened, and how did you take that?
The thing is, probably 2018 taught me a lot about myself. It taught me about how good a fighter I was. Probably that was one thing that was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I started playing cricket for the love of the 5-year-old kid inside me who used to just love playing, going and playing cricket. But then probably I lost that love for the game a little bit. I was more result oriented. I was not
Mm-hmm.
concentrating enough on the process. And when I got dropped, I actually got that 1 month of time to analyze all of that. And then I got back, played alongside my state side. I played for Goa, and I have had some very good friends in my state side, which kind of gave me the freedom to go back and play the way I wanted to play. There was no pressure at all. I was still captaining the Goa side, but obviously the freedom is there. So a lot of things, like I said, thinking about not the process, not the result, but the process. That was probably the one thing that will remain with me for my life. So now I've started enjoying the game that much more. I have started living in present, not thinking what has happened or what is going to happen. So there were these 4 or 5 lessons that I took from 2018 and probably just bounced back harder. And I've always believed that it is very easy to reach somewhere, but it is very difficult to cement your place. So
Mm-hmm.
I have kind of forgotten about what the result is going to be. I have just told myself, enjoy the process and results will follow.
No, great, great listening to that, Shikha. So let me take a viewer's question. I think Shivanand asks, who do you consider as the best player in blue? I think it's very it's a, I don't know how difficult a question that is, but do you want to take names?
Best player in blue, as in what? In what context?
It could be. I mean, I think the question was, who do you think is the best cricketer for India right now? Uh,
I would say that, I mean, I wouldn't take any names probably because
right.
one thing that I've learned from this team of 11 or 15 for that matter, all of us are match winners. Probably you might see one or two performing really well, but I always believe that a team will do well. A team, individual performance might win you a game, but a team will win you championships. So I would say all 15 of us, not just even 11, 15 of us are match winners and probably are the best in whatever they do.
Very well said. So I think we have a viewer, Saxena, who says that my daughter is also a medium pacer. She's just 14. I'm sure they will have a lot of inspiration hearing from you.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, like I said, if if something that I say inspires even one kid, I'll be very happy. And I will just say that hard work is the key, and you need to dream big. I've always believed that dreams do not turn to dust, and hope cannot be crushed. So just work hard, and they're not short.
I think we have lost Shikha a little bit. Hopefully, she'll join back. Uh, let's wait for Shikha. I think we have all have been having problems because of the rains, heavy rains in Goa, the cyclone. Yeah, now I think we can hear you. Yeah, Shikha.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
back.
Yes,
So
yes.
Shikha, coming from Goa, Goa is a small state. Not, I mean, very well known for cricket. I think you were probably the only player after I don't know whether Dilip
Yeah.
Sardesai
So
represented Goa.
yes, Dilip
So he was a
Sardai.
legend.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Dilip. So I think after that, Shikha, you are probably then the only women's cricketer who has played for India from Goa. So one, it is a great thing, but also you would love to have more cricketers coming out of Goa, right?
Yes, I mean, it'll be great if I can have not just women cricketers. I would say any male cricketer also coming up and playing for India, and it'll be great to have another go in the Indian setup. We've had a few names here and there who have played challenges and everything. So hopefully in the years to come, I'll just not be the only one. There'll be a lot many more others.
Mhm. Great. So 2018 happened, and then you bounced back, got back into the team. So before we get into other things, I also want to talk about the recent memory that we had. So India was obviously a fantastic team when it came to T20 2020. I think one of the best teams performing on stage. You had a fantastic first game victory against Australia. I think that made everyone sit up and notice. Because I think before that you had also lost. I believe in the practice games or the triangulars. I think. Uh,
We won the practice games. One of them was washed out because of rains, the practice game against Pakistan. We lost the tri-series. We lost against
the tri-season,
Australia. Yeah,
correct.
we lost against
So after that,
Australia.
mm.
Yes.
So
So
after that,
then,
you got that victory, and then the finals is where I think all of you played well, but you personally went for 4 hours. I don't want to remind it again, but
no,
you
that's
went for
fine.
four
That's fine.
hours, 52 runs, which would have a little bit stuck in your memory. I mean, you wished certain things, certain balls probably weren't bowled. So, what was your feeling? What was the team feeling after that? I mean, were you happy that you reached the
Uh,
finals? How good were you?
Firstly, I mean, a lot many more people forget that, we played the finals in front of a huge crowd, and not everyone, I mean, lot many of us were nervous, and the lapse chances kind of cost us. We were not really up to the mark in all the three departments that's there to be seen. I mean, it's something, and I wouldn't say that it was a bad day, but some of the shots that Elisa Healy played were fantastic. I mean, sometimes you just need to give credit to the batter and probably not brood so much about what happened because she was really fantastic in some of the shots that she played. It was obviously bad because reaching the finals, and it would have been really great if we would have won that ICC World Cup, and that would have been our first World Cup trophy. We have been in ICC event twice before, runners up, but then yes,
Right.
it was not to be. So, but lessons were learned. If you as a viewer sitting home felt bad, imagine how bad we felt. So there were
Uh,
few lessons that were supposed to be learned. We've learned it, and we have the One Day World Cup coming up next year. So
sure.
hopefully, I mean, we'll do well
Mm.
and learn from what we did this year.
But as a team, would you say Indian cricket has progressed from 2017 to 2020? I mean, as women's cricket, I think
Uh,
overall.
if you've been following women's cricket, 2017 we were the runners-up. Then in the T20 World Cup in 2018, we finished in the semi-finals. I mean, we finished as one of the semi-finalists, and then in 2020 we were the runners-up. So we have been consistently finishing in top four. So is that just one more step and winning the World Cup? Probably
But I
that
was
will make a lot of difference.
Yeah, but Shika, I was most talking about the grassroots strength that we have. More girls taking up cricket, more process oriented, more fitness coming in as a
I
concept?
think that is happening because Goa is a small state, so I kind of we do not really see those many people playing cricket. But I have spoken to a lot of my teammates from other states, and they say they have seen a lot of girls joining academies now. Even in the academy that I play, I go to practice for. There's so many young girls coming and playing cricket, and they want to learn everything right away. So, I mean, I for one can assure you that a lot many more girls have started. Then BCCI has taken its lead. It's starting the under 16 age group cricket. Under 19 has always been there. They've started under 23 as well. So, I mean, right steps taken in the right direction, and things are getting better. Yes.
So I would wish to take a few questions from the audience, but I just wanted to let the audience know that even though Shikha is an Air Force officer, we would ideally not like to take questions related to that right now. We would like to stick to cricket. So I would like to stick to that. And Shikha, also tell us about you have shared the new ball with Julan Goswami. She's obviously a legend in the game, done a lot of great service for the country. So, what are things that you have learned from her? How good is she when it comes to teaching young people?
Firstly, when I started following women's cricket, I mean, when I started following the Indian women's team, she was like an idol growing up. I mean, as a kid, I would only dream of, bowling alongside her. I didn't even think of bowling in the match. If would get a chance to bowl alongside her in the nets, it would be great. So in 2010, when I played my first challenges, she was the captain of the team. I was in India Green and she was the captain. And she's so welcoming. You never for once do you feel that you are a youngster in the team. She makes you feel as if, she's known you for all the time. And uh, I mean, keeping her contributions to women's cricket aside, the kind of cricketer she is, her preparation, her work ethics, I mean, they are just next level. For someone to be playing the game of cricket for so long, you can actually say that she deserves to play for a lot more years because her work ethics, I mean, as a youngster in the team, I've learned a lot. She's always the one who would advise me in the nets that, Chiku, let's do this. Why don't we do this? This might help you. This might not help you, even in a match if things are not going your way. So she has been a mentor always. And even now we keep in touch. And
I think we've slightly lost touch with Shikha. Let us try and see if she's available. So sorry for that inconvenience. We just get those glitches on the way because of rains and the power cuts which have been happening, especially in Goa and Mumbai. So I'm hoping that Shikha joins us. We've had a very interesting conversation till now. So Shikha has been a player with the Indian women's cricket team. So I'm trying to see if Shikha has joined in. She left the conversation because of I think net connectivity. So Shikha has been with the Indian cricket team since 2014. Plays for Goa. Is a fast bowler and been part of the World Cup, campaigns in 2017 and 2020. So let me see if Shikha is there. She's coming back to join us. So we are waiting for Shikha Pandey. So let me first question.
I am really sorry. The connectivity is really bad. Sorry.
No, that's fine. So I think we talked about Julan Goswami. There was a question that somebody asked. I don't know the name right now. Since we have talked about Julan Goswami, the other name which comes to mind is Mithali Raj. That is what somebody has asked. Maybe a few words, a minute on Mithali Raj. What have you learned?
Like I said, the first time I got to share dressing room with both of them, they are legends. I mean, and she is no less than Juludi. She is also someone who is all for the work ethics. No matter what it is, she will go to the gym, do her gym workout. She'll be there, the first one on the ground. She's also someone who's very passionate about the sport, and work ethics part of it is something that I will always learn from her. Yes.
Very nice. So let me take a few more questions because we are getting a lot of questions. How would you motivate a younger player being a senior in the team? This comes from Paudal Sagar 518. So please go ahead.
Yeah, as a youngster, firstly, to get into the side, you have to be congratulated. I mean, that's the best way to, give confidence to anyone that they are the best in the country and that's why they are there. And then
Mhm.
just an advice here and there. I don't think talking too much to the youngster is going to help. So they will learn as experience comes along. So playing a lot of games and then talking to them during the matches and off the field is something that I would do.
Great. Let's take one question from Swastika, who obviously has a daughter playing for the Madhya Pradesh team, young juniors. What are the important things a medium pacer should do to maintain fitness? I mean, I think it's an important question.
See, lot many people talk about the gym, the conditioning, and everything. For me, I would say nutrition is a very important part of it, and I know this because I started looking seriously into nutrition pretty late, only in 2016, 2017, and Fast and Up, I would like to say, has been helping me with that. So nutrition is something that's very important. And then secondly, along with your nutrition comes that's the first thing, the fitness part of it. Do a lot of
Mhm.
conditioning, a lot of running as a medium pacer, doing a lot of gym is not going to help. I would say it is 60-40 for me. It's been like that. As a
Mhm.
medium pacer, I
Mhm.
would want to be running a lot. That's going to help
Mhm.
me have that match fitness going. So, like I said, hard work is the key to everything. So make
Mhm.
sure that you have a good trainer overseeing you and just run a lot. Yes.
So you talked about running. So are you suggesting that you actually have a quite amount of running inbuilt into your fitness regime?
So in a week of 7 days, we take a one day is off for us. 3 days
Mhm.
alternating conditioning and gym sessions, and then every day depending upon you're a batter or a bowler. So I bowl thrice in a week. For a
Mhm.
good amount of time because if I am going to bowl 10 overs in the match, I should be able to bowl 13 to 14 overs in my practice session. So that's how
Right.
I plan my, weekly schedule.
So there's another question from Madhukar who asks, what is the best support a parent can give to a kid interested in cricket during the growing up years, apart from asking them to score 100 in their academics, maybe. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
would say parents should not really force kids, firstly, to play cricket, or the kids should be allowed to pursue any field of their interest. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, if my father, if he had seen that I was good at cricket, he supported me. If I was good at studies, he supported me. So, firstly, you should not, as a parent, would never want to force anything on my kid. As a parent, if I've had a dream, it doesn't really have to be that my kid also has to have the same dream. So first is
Mhm.
that, and secondly, if I am genuinely interested in cricket and I want to go ahead, I for one can assure you that I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if it wasn't the support that I got from my parents.
Mhm.
I have done my engineering, so early morning, 5 o'clock, my father used to prepare the tea, and till the time I would sleep in the night at 12 after finishing my assignments, my engineering assignments, he would be the last one to sleep alongside me. So it wouldn't have been possible if it was not for my parents and my sister that I would be here. So family support is really very important.
Sure. So, one question, Shikha, do you advise youngsters today to balance both studies and sport dreams? Because a lot of times today, what is happening is your sports coaches actually tell you, advise you, suggest that it's better that you concentrate on one. But you have actually balanced both. What would be your suggestion for that?
See, it depends on the potential, but I would still suggest that everyone should at least have a graduate degree. I mean, that's my personal, opinion. It's not necessary that everyone will like it or will, subscribe to the opinion that I have. But I do believe that, a basic form of education is important for everyone. And like I said, till the time I die, education is something that's going to stay with me. And I am going to be playing only till a certain age. After that, even if
Mhm.
I want to become a coach, I must be able to express, what it is. So the basic level of education, I would say, should help everyone, and
Sure.
it is advisable.
Very interesting thoughts, Shikha. Now that you have played cricket for last 6 years at the Indian level, there's a question coming from one of the viewers. I mean, we see a lot of young, very talented individuals who have come into the system in Indian cricket. I can name a lot of them. The question is, speak about a little bit about the young teammates that you have in your team. I mean, I think they are referring to
I wouldn't go
Jemima
far.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
I wouldn't go far. In this World Cup, we had two 16-year-olds. We had Shefali
Okay.
and we had Richa. Jemima is still 20. She's going to turn 20,
Okay.
I guess. There were two 16-year-olds and who are calling her Didi now. So
Okay.
every time I speak to them, I'm in awe of them. I mean, at the age of 16, I wasn't even playing cricket. I was not
Mhm,
even,
mhm,
learning professionally to play cricket. So
mhm,
it's amazing how talented the kids now are. At the age of 16, playing for India, I wouldn't even think of doing that. So
mhm.
very talented, immensely talented. Again, they have had a lot of support from their parents, from their
Sure.
families, which is really good. I'm sure there'll be a lot more Shefalis, a lot more Richas, if Ghosh, if we give the support that they require. So I will not be surprised if we see a lot many more 16-year-olds playing in
Sure.
the team.
But do any one of them are they pursuing engineering like you?
No, no, no. Probably I can take credit. I'm the only one who's done that. And there've been
I'm just
times
joking.
when no, that's okay. There've been times, when I would ask myself that the schedule that I would have, get up in the morning at 5, go to the gym, get back, go to college for classes, get back, go for afternoon net sessions, get back, do my assignments. I would think, why did I even what was that? I mean, doing a professional degree and playing cricket alongside it, it was very difficult. So time management probably it taught me that, and it's going to stay with me for my whole life.
Shikha, at least you have played at the highest level. You are one of the best cricketers around. A lot of us who have studied engineering still don't find answers to that. Why did we do engineering?
No,
And
on that note,
do
I
that.
would like to say, I mean, I also had a question I wanted to ask you. What
Mhm.
made you become an entrepreneur? I mean, in a country like India, to think of doing something independently is probably it talks a lot about how much courage you have and you would want to go out there and try different things out. So that amazes me. I mean, how did your journey come along?
So I didn't really start off young. So in the sense that I found this only later in my career. By the age I was 40. So I always had this dream of
40 for an
doing
entrepreneur is still young, I would say. That much credit you can
so
take.
basically, I mean, it was good to have sports, which I always loved, even while in school. I mean, cricket. I mean, cricket. In fact, at college, etc. So, sports is one thing. Business and also possibility to do healthcare, where I had worked a lot of time in healthcare. So, when an opportunity came for joining all these three together, it was such an interesting area. So that's why I kind of took that leap forward. And I think I've been very fortunate to interact with a lot of people like you because of the position that I am in, which gives me an added advantage, to kind of understand athletes, etc. So I think youngsters these days are much more courageous. Like you talked about the 16-year-old
Yes, yes.
Shefalis and Richards, they wouldn't think twice about doing anything, right? They will pursue their dreams as if
Yeah,
their
you're
life
talking about the
depended on them.
startups. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So I think so today things are so different. So I think this generation you would see a lot more 20s and 30s getting into the same thing that we would have really wanted to do, right? So
So
that is what it is.
you would have ventured only when you thought you were financially stable and then you would have gotten in. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
true. That's true. Probably that's one thing which is different in our generation. Yes.
So even my advice to anybody would be try as much as possible to balance both studies and sports, and only now I think we all have come to the conclusion that maybe there is a career outside of studies as well.
Studies, yes,
So,
yes.
yeah.
So my father
So
always says that when he was studying, he was growing up, they would always say, "Padhoge, likhoge, banoge nawab, kheloge, kudoge, banoge kharab." So that was a two-liner that they would always use. But now, probably with sports coming up and lot many more opportunities in the field of sports, which is really good. I mean, I that's the best thing that could ever happen. So even if you're just not really doing that great in studies, but if you're very good in sports, that's also a good career option. So that's really good. Yes.
I think just to add on to that, I heard somewhere Gopichan say that we also need physical literacy along with mental literacy. So the physical literacy is the sports that's
Yes,
being
yes,
played.
yes.
I think there was a question from Shreyosi who asked, how did you manage engineering as well as cricket? That was possibly answered by you. One quick question before we go to the rapid fire, before we conclude the session. What is the secret behind your headband that you
So when
always
I was
bowl
a
with?
I had a boycott as a kid growing up. So in my I mean, during my engineering time, I started growing my hair, which still not, I wouldn't be able to put the pony. So the hair
Mhm.
would always come on my face. And I'm someone who's very, I want everything set and I would want to do everything according to what it is supposed to be. So I started wearing a headband. So, I mean, from the time I've started playing cricket, probably from 2008, I've always worn a headband. So that's not something which has come after I started playing for India. That was always there. And as a kid going to school, we used to have those ribbons. So in school, I used to wear those ribbons. So yeah, that's the story behind the headband.
I can see some of your teammates asking you to smile, so maybe you can do that.
Yeah, that's something that I'm working on. I don't smile a lot, yes.
Yeah, great, Shikha. So let's get on to some of the rapid fire questions which my team has given. I think we have lost Shikha for a minute, so let us wait for Shikha to get back.
Okay,
I
someone
think we have
just
been having
said
some
my
issues.
father is very famous with, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
So there are a lot of my father's students here, and every
Mhm.
time I post a picture with him or a video with him, they are very excited. So just a hi from my father to all his students who are here.
That's fantastic. So what did
My
he teach?
my father was a Hindi teacher.
Okay.
I can call myself a pan-Indian. I am a native of
Mhm.
UP. I was born in then Andhra Pradesh, now Telangana, and we've settled down in Goa for the past 22 years. We've been here. So I call myself a pan-Indian that way.
Great. So, Shikha, let's get on to the rapid fire questions. So, simple, quick answers. Favorite cricketer, male or female?
Catherine Fitzpatrick, she was a medium pacer from Australia, and Sean Pollock.
Fantastic. So, bowlers, fast bowlers.
Yeah, fast bowler who was a good batter. So I consider myself a bowling all-rounder. That's why.
I think just to let the audience know, you also scored some half centuries, and
Yeah,
you have
so
a
I was the
record to your
first
name.
Indian woman to score a half century and get a three-wicket haul in a match. That was in 2014 when we played against South Africa. Yes.
Great, thanks. The funniest person in the dressing room?
Has to be only one person, Jemima Rodriguez.
Okay.
She is funny, overacted, everything you can say, Naughty.
Okay. If you could play any other sport, what would that be?
I would love to play lawn tennis. I'm a huge fan of lawn tennis. I watch all the
So again, we have lost Shika for a little bit. I'm sure she will join. We have had this few interruptions on the during the session, so I'm sure she'll come get back.
sorry. Yes,
Go
yes, I'm
ahead,
really sorry again.
no
I would
problem.
say I would love to play lawn tennis. That's one sport that I always wanted to pursue as a kid. I am a huge fan of Roger Federer. So yes, lawn tennis.
And possibly Wimbledon as well.
Yes, 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 for sure.
Okay. What is your favorite movie about sports, if you have one?
Invincibles is one movie that I loved, and a lot many. Recently, we watched Chuck Day. So yes, those two come to
Okay.
my mind right now.
So who do you wish who should be always watching your game? Is there any person that you always want to be on the stands or watching it on TV? And who do you want that to be?
My parents, obviously. I mean, they are someone. My mother is such a cricket fanatic. I would tell you, she would even watch the BCCI matches. The matches do not come live, so the scorecards
Yeah,
come live. So she actually follows the scorecards. She's that, that intent, avid watcher of the game. So for me, she'll do anything. So probably my mother and my father. Yes.
amazing. Do you do anything after a great performance? Anything specific that you would do after a great performance?
So that's one thing again that I have told myself, whether I have a good game or a bad game, off the field, I'm the same person. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the same. I mean, if you're talking about passing time, yes, I like reading a lot. I always carry books along with me. I
Mm-hmm.
love listening to music. And nowadays I watch, if there are good shows going on Netflix, Amazon Prime, I kind of spend time watching those, yes.
Right. Describe Shikha in 3 words.
Describe Shikha in 3 words: a cricketer, an Air Force officer, and a fighter.
Amazing. So if someone had to bat to save your life, who would that be?
Has to be Mitali. I
I
mean,
mean,
even to get her out in the nets is a big achievement. She will not give away her wicket even in the nets. So yeah, it has to be her.
so I mean that's amazing, right? So
Yes,
there are.
I mean, she is such a perfectionist. Even in the nets, if you get her wicket, I mean, if I have kind of gotten her wicket in the net, that kind of makes my day. Nothing can beat that. So she is very good. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. When did you first get Mithali's wicket, even on the
Okay.
nets?
So yes, no. So I got her wicket when I was playing for South Zone, and she was the captain of the Central Zone. I got her
Mm-hmm.
caught behind, and everyone after I got her wicket kind of came and shook my hands, and they were like, "Wow, you got her out." So I got her wicket once during the interzonals when I was playing for South Zone, and then again we had a NCA camp in Anandpur, so I got her wicket in one of the T20 games. So that year I got her twice, and it was amazing.
So there are a lot of requests coming up for you to talk in multiple languages like Telugu. I can see something in Konkani. How many languages do you speak?
Konkani, I am not very fluent with Konkani. I understand really well. But then Telugu also I can speak a little. Konkani also I'm not that great speaker, but I can understand. Konkani title bare maka yena, but I can understand Konkani. And Telugu also koncham koncham vastundi. I'm not very good with Telugu, so I can actually probably speak only Hindi and English.
Great. So thank you so much, Shikha. I mean, it has been a fantastic half an hour or so talking to you. I think we can go on for another half an hour, but time
No,
being a
no, no.
limitation,
Thanks
thank
a
you so
lot.
much. Yeah.
Thank you. And I
And-
saw Tracy ma'am coming in, and I think Shushma was here. Hi, guys. I couldn't really see that you were there.
Yeah, and while before you leave, Shikha, is there anything, something that you want to tell everyone who is watching? I know you had a message in the beginning, but would you want to tell a few words to the audience who is watching this?
I would just like to say that we all of us are facing some really tough times, not just I mean in the state, but probably the whole country. So my request to everyone is, firstly, we should be thankful. We should be thankful to all the essential service providers. We should be thankful to the policemen, to the frontline health workers, and everyone who's helping us stay home and lead a good life. Secondly, we need to be a little compassionate towards others. We need to be kind to others. We are very blessed that a lot many of them are following us, and we are very comfortably sitting and speaking. But there are many more others outside of our houses who are even finding it difficult to arrange for a day's meal. So I would not say anything. I would not ask you to donate, but I would just ask you to be kind to everyone, the stray dogs and the stray animals. Things will be easier for everyone if we can just be a little more compassionate and kind towards each other. That's it. I mean, not even talking about anything about the sport or anyone's life, but just a simple thing to be kind in everything that we do.
So thank you, Shikha, for being here. Thank you from everyone at Fast and Up, and also thanks all the viewers. You have been great on the session, taking a lot of questions, giving a lot of questions, giving a lot of views. Thank you so much, and see you sometime soon on the field, and
Yes,
hopefully
yes,
next year when India is again playing the World Cup. Thank you.
yes. Thanks a lot. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Bye, Shikha. Bye.